In this video, I'm going to show you the best way to shoot awesome videos for your insurance clients or prospects with your iPhone, and we're doing it outside. This is Craig Colley from Go Agent Go, where I help you break through barriers with tech tips and tools for work-from-home insurance agents. Now, I'm also an insurance agent myself, and I have created Go Agent Go to share with you my 20 years of experience building and using a work-from-home insurance business. At Go Agent Go, I want to equip you with the latest tech tools and tips so you can create and close more business, period. That's our MO here at Go Agent Go. I want to mention that in the show notes below, I typically provide time code to make it easier for you to jump to a particular spot in a video that you want to check out or review. And if this is the first time watching one of my videos, welcome. Now, I receive so many questions, and perhaps you're struggling with the same one. What's the best way to use your iPhone to record a short video to connect with your client or prospect? Something that gets watched but prompts action, response, and connects you differently than a phone call, screen share, or Zoom meeting, and makes you different from your competition. Well, I'm going to keep things very, very simple, but the end result will be you'll be making extremely effective videos for your clients with the tips I'm going to share in this three-part series. Part 1, prepare for your shoot. 6 tips to prepare before shooting, before you even touch your phone. Part 2, the tech and tips. 4 tips to set up your shoot, what you're going to need and carry with you from this point going forward. And Part 3, iPhone camera techniques. 7 tips to shooting a great video. Now, before we start, let's look at what you're going to need to make everything you shoot on your iPhone from this point forward awesome.
First, let's take a look at some of the gear we're going to need for this. Obviously, your iPhone, whatever phone you have, will work. We're talking about using either a wired microphone or Bluetooth AirPods, which work in some applications as well. A note on that, it won't work unless you have OS 13 on your iPhone for that to work with the camera app on a iPhone. Selfie stick here that the iPhone goes into. This is a backup, power backup for the phone in case you lose power with a cable. So those are the essential tools for the gear. And then the vanity area, hairspray, a mirror, some makeup, and water. And a comb. Water is really important because if you get thirsty or a dry throat, not good for recording a video. So these are the essentials that you want to really put together into a travel kit that you always have with you, so no matter where you are, you can shoot an awesome video.
So let's get started with part 1 of how to create awesome videos for your insurance clients with your iPhone. Part 1, prepare for your shoot. 6 tips to prepare before shooting. Number 1, create a headline or subject line, something that's compelling, something that's going to want to make somebody open your video and watch it. Think of it as a classified ad. If you think about the old newspaper ads, something that would catch your attention and make you want to respond to the ad. Or how they describe movies in 6 to 8 to maybe 10 words. Describe an entire blockbuster in a short phrase of well-chosen words. That's what you want to create for your subject line. Because when you think about how important every aspect of this video shoot is, and every aspect of what we're talking about in this 3-part series, this accounts for about 50% of the weight of the entire project. So if you think of a pie chart, 50% of the entire project falls on the importance of the headline or subject. Because if they don't open your email or your text or however you're sending it through direct messenger or social media posts, whatever it might be, who cares what you record? So you got to make sure it's really, really, really compelling and motivates them to do that. Now, we have an entire different video that talks about creating fantastic headlines and subject lines. We won't cover that now, but you can check that out when you want to. So creating that subject line is a huge piece of the pie. So make sure you realize the importance of the headline and write a great one so your client or prospect will actually open and watch your video. Number 2, prepare what you're going to say. Create talking points, a message that matters. You're going to have a call to action of some sort in your video as well, but what you say and preparing for that is really important. This video that I'm doing right now, I prepared for hours to record every little segment that you're seeing. You want to make your messages compelling and something that's prepared to ensure that someone's going to watch it. But the most important tip I can give you is make sure what you say in the first 10 seconds is vitally important, motivating, and is going to cause them to have more interest to continue watching. Because most people will only give you about 10 seconds. So it doesn't matter if your video is 10 minutes long, if they don't get through the first 10 seconds, you don't hook them with something in that time period, nothing's going to matter. So make sure your first 10 seconds are the most important piece. Think of it as about 30% of the importance of the project. So in these first two tips, your headline's about 50%, your first 10 seconds of your video is about 30%. That's 80% of your project just in these first two tips. The other 20% is everything else I'm going to talk about. So these are really important to get right. And we have another video that has to do with content writing and preparation and detail that you can check out as well. So number 2 tip, make sure those first 10 seconds really count and plan out everything you're going to say on your video. Number 3, make it extremely personal. Make sure that if you're using your camera and the dot on your phone where the camera lens is, that's where you want to be looking, not over here into the lens if you're doing a selfie type shot. If you have the camera reversed and you just have a lens, make sure you're always looking into the lens, but make it personable and use that eye contact, that looking directly at a person right in their eye the entire time to help you to connect. That's one piece of that. The second piece is just making it friendly, and you've got to gain that trust and build that relationship, and you have to be extremely likable. People mostly do business with people they like, sometimes more than people who are more qualified to do business with. So it's got to be really, really, really something that you work on and make yourself very friendly, very personable, and make it something that's connected. You are the only one that's going to be able to solve that specific problem that they have. You're the person. So make sure that you're very personable, make yourself friendly, kind, generous, and caring and trustworthy. That's tip number 3. Tip number 4, your attire. What you look like, how you present yourself, what is the typical style of clothing that you wear, how do you have your hair, what is it that you look like that people identify you with. Whatever that is, you want to make sure that comes across in your video, and there's some consistency to that as well. In this video series that I'm shooting right now, I'm going to have this same shirt on the whole time. I don't always wear a t-shirt, but I'm doing this one obviously outside and in a beautiful place, and I'm wearing a blue t-shirt. So that's the look that I'm using on this video. Now, most of my videos are pretty casual, so you'll see me in things that are similar, clothing that's similar to this, but at the same time, whatever your image is, if you're somebody who wears a suit and tie all the time or some type of nice blouse with a sports jacket over it or something like that, then use that in your videos. Make sure you're consistent with your look. And make sure that your hair is done nicely and that you're obviously, personable like we talked about before, pleasant looking and keeping that positive energy going as you're shooting a video. But at the same time, you also might want to look at using some makeup. Now, the reason that I'm saying to use a little bit of makeup, because sometimes you may have oily skin, and sometimes if you have lighting or depending where you are, it will shine, it will cause some hot spots. And if you think about newscasters, probably the best example on TV, they have just caked makeup on, so they have an even look, but at the same time they don't have any glare coming off of the lighting that's so bright when they are shooting their segments. So make sure that you look good, and we showed you earlier, some things to have in your little travel kit would be, comb, brush, hairspray, some powder makeup to knock the shine off, and make sure you bring some water with you. So you're going to get thirsty on a shoot, and wherever you are, make sure you got water too, so you don't have dry mouth. Sometimes if your mouth is dry, you'll have crackling sounds, and that can be just disruptive or actually annoying sometimes to the audio when someone's listening to your video. So what you look like, using some makeup. I use makeup. I have makeup on right now for this shoot because I know if I get some sun on it, it's going to glare a lot, so I knock it down a little bit and gives the more even look. And it doesn't mean you have to do it every time, but things to consider. The more professional you come across, the more professional business client you're going to attract, and why not do it? Because it's just part of the equation to make you more professional at shooting videos like this and engaging your customers and building that relationship. So that's tip number 4. I think that's number 4. Your attire. Part 5, smile. You got to be smiling. Smile at the beginning of your videos, smile at the end of your videos, smile in between things, pauses, phrases, smile when you're talking as much as you can, and it makes a huge difference in your body language, your voice. You're going to be lifted up by a smile. It's going to lift people up to see a smile. It's much better than seeing somebody talk like this on a video and, oh, I want to talk to you about something really. No, that doesn't work at all. You got to be smiling, 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 smiling. If you're not a type of person who smiles a lot, this is something you can actually practice. If you just hold, even if it's a fake smile, and just hold your cheekbones up, believe it or not, your body in time will learn that muscle memory, and it won't be something that'll feel so awkward when you're doing it. So that is something you can practice, and also practice in a mirror. Practice in a mirror. Now here's another tip, even if you're not using a video, having a mirror by your phone when you're talking to somebody makes a huge difference. If you smile when you're talking on the phone call, there's a difference in your voice as well. And because audio is such a huge piece of video, that smiling makes your voice sound different as well. So smile when you start a shot, smile when you pause for a phrase, smile when you can when you're talking, and smile when you end your shot, and you'll have much better results with your videos. Tip number 6, energy. You've got to have a lot of energy when you're talking on your videos. Not to be over-exaggerating, I'm doing that a little bit now just to demonstrate it, but you've got to use energy. You've got to exude confidence, and even if it feels not like it's you, you still have to practice and do it to be more effective in your videos. As they say that the camera adds 10 pounds to you because of the lenses and so on, you have to have about 30% more energy on video so that comes across. Otherwise, it's kind of a drone, monotone, melancholy thing. That's not what you're looking for. You've got to have something that's going to captivate your audience all the time, and energy is the way that you do it. And you can just fake it until you make it, because like talking about the smiles we did before, getting your muscles to memorize a smile position on your face and make that more natural. Energy would be the same thing. You'll just think about it as, okay, that camera light comes on and I'm recording, energy's got to come out of me. There's an old movie of Roy Schneider, who was the guy in Jaws, the star of Jaws. He was in this movie called All That Jazz. And there's a scene in that movie where no matter how he felt, and he was all messed up with lots of different things in his life, but no matter how he felt, he would snap his fingers twice and say, it's showtime, and just put it on and go out and do his thing. You've got to do the same thing. Think of everything you shoot as a production. I remember years ago, I was friends with many folks down at the Arsenio Hall show they used to be on in the 90s. And I was in the green room one time with a guy named Brian Dennehy, who's an actor. He was in Cocoon and I think First Blood, lots of different movies. Great guy. But he told me something. He goes, I'm going out to do this interview. And I said, well, you're just talking a little bit specifics about how you do that. And he goes, everything I do is a performance. Everything I do, whether I'm talking to somebody, or if I'm signing an autograph, if I'm doing an audition, if I'm doing a talk show, I'm doing a movie, everything's a performance. And I thought, you know what, that's a really good piece of advice, because your business, if you think about it, every aspect is a performance. And if your energy's down and people don't feel like you're the person that's going to be able to solve their problem and do it with confidence, and energy is a big part of confidence building, then you're missing the boat. So energy can be a huge, huge, huge thing to put into the person that you are and bring it out in all the videos that you shoot, and put it in your business as much as possible. So that's your 6th tip, using lots and lots of energy, and remember, the smile. Well, this concludes part 1 of our 3-part series, and 6 tips to prepare for your shoot. And you can tell we're very outside doing that today. We're about 9,000 feet in the mountains. But here's a quick review. We talked about the importance of the headline. It's about 50% of the importance of the entire project. Make sure it's a good one. Prepare your content, what you're going to say, especially the first 10 seconds. Making it personal. You got to be very friendly and engaging. Number 4, your attire, what you look like, what's your brand, what's your consistent look going to be, and make sure you sustain that through all your videos. Number 5, smile, make sure you're always smiling as much as you can in your videos. And number 6, energy, confidence. Fake it till you make it if you have to, but that's what's really important, have that energy flowing all the time in every one of your videos. So that's it for part 1. We'll see you in part 2 where we're going to cover tech and tools. 4 tips to setting up your shoot on your iPhone and doing it outside. A couple of things I want you to know about. First of all is our website at goagentgo.com. It's a great resource and we're always updating with more information, but there's a complete resource library there you might find very helpful. And below in the show notes, there are links to things I may mention or share in videos to make it easy for you to find that information. Also, I typically put time code so you can easily jump to a section to check out for review, and other links to other videos and useful websites and tech tools and software and hardware suggestions as well in the show notes. If this is the first time you're watching, please hit the subscribe button and ring the bell, so that way you won't miss any videos that are coming out to help you continue to grow and scale your work from home insurance business. And if you have a question or a comment, please leave it in the comment section below. We'll try and get back to everybody on that. If you have a video suggestion that you'd like to see us do, please put that in the notes as well. And if you are doing and creating your own videos, I'd love to see what you're creating, so please leave a link there as well, and we would love to just to see what you're doing and how you're taking this information and using it for yourself. As always, you can follow us on social media, on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn, and of course at our fabulous website at goagentgo.com, where there's just a ton of information for you to use to help grow your business. And if it feels right, please share with your friends and other insurance agents in your network. I'm sure there's lots of folks you know that may need some help in these areas as well. And I'm also available for one-on-one consultation. And many agents have found this really useful to speed up the learning process. However, if you're someone who wants to work on your own pace, I offer an online course called Eazy VB. Eazy VB stands for Virtual Business. And it's an online course to help you build your work from home business with multiple modules, many video lessons that you can watch over and over again if you want. And it's self-paced, like I said before, and it's designed to help you organize and prepare to create and close more insurance business. That's why we're doing all of this. That's the whole purpose of all of this. There's a link in the show notes below for that as well. So hope you check out Eazy VB. This is Colley signing off. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.